Every single year, US consumers lose $3 billion to this secret tax. But why? And what is it? First, I need to address the elephant in the room. I know everyone's looking at it. My belt. How much was it and where'd you get it from? Well, it's $2, and that's a secret. Anyway, on to this secret tax. In 2022, the US paid double the world price for their sugar. This includes sugar and confectionery producers as well as consumers. You wouldn't quite guess that looking at America though, would you? Just kidding. They use high fructose corn syrup instead. But what's the reason for this doubling of price? And what does it actually do? How is this affecting people? First, let me bring you back to 2008, when the US sugar program was introduced. A program designed to ensure farmers had a steady stream of income and protect sugar producers. But how does this program do anything? It actually limits the domestic sales of sugar. So as a farmer, you can only produce so much sugar. It also imposes harsh tariffs and quotas on people exporting their sugar into America, limiting it at a very small amount. And they only even allow this amount in because the World Trade Organization forced them to let it in. Otherwise, it would all be domestic production. But how does this force the prices up? Well, if you think about it, there's the same amount of consumers, but less supply, which forces the prices to be pushed up to a higher level. Hence why the US is paying double the prices everywhere else. The losses from this are diffused to about $10 per household. Not much. But when you add it up over everyone, you're looking at about $3 billion. And then the gains from the farmers are only around $2 billion. This leaves $1 billion just lost. Think about what you could do with $1 billion. You could buy 172,711,571 Big Macs. Or send around 65,000 kids to school. I don't know which one's more important. Like, that's a massive amount of money that could be spent anywhere else. I mean, America doesn't even have healthcare, yet they're spending an extra $1 billion on sugar per year. This isn't all though. There are also estimated to have been 17 to 20,000 jobs lost because of this program. Well, why is this? Imagine your Oreos. You're producing your Oreos in America and you're paying double the world price for them. You're obviously going to take a hit to your profit then. So what are you going to do? Just keep the factory there? No, you're going to do exactly what Oreo did. Move it to a different country and then just import all the products to America. So that means America loses all these manufacturing, all of these jobs, and then just ends up having to buy it from a different country. And it wasn't just Oreo that did this. It was Oreo, Lifesavers, Hershey's, many more, all moving to Canada or Mexico. So they could easily export their products into America. And you can easily see it in the statistics, with the exports of confectionery into America rapidly growing as all the manufacturers have moved out of the country. It's estimated that for each one sugar harvesting and growing job that's saved through the program, there's 3 jobs lost elsewhere in confectionery production. Sounds pretty good to me. And this still doesn't even account for all the environmental damage done through the cane burn off, the waste management, the water use of all the crops being grown, especially in the Everglades in Florida. But now you must be thinking, how does this affect the farmers? Who's benefiting? Well, only 0.2% of US farmers actually benefit from this, around 4,123. But then again, that's 4,123 families that can keep their income, keep doing the job they love. Not quite. Around 42% of the benefits go to the top 1% of farmers. So that's all the big corporate farms making all of the money from this program. It's not even protecting the little farmers. Weird to think about, isn't it? But when you look at the stats, sugar production only makes up around 2% of crop production in America. But their lobbying makes up 1/3 of all crop lobbying in America. I mean, if you're a government official and you're getting offered all this money, all these nice dinners and nice bottles of wine, of course you're going to keep this going. Hardly anyone else even knows about it. I mean, look at the Fanjul brothers. A couple of brothers worth $4 billion US. Every year they donate to all the political parties to make sure their voices are heard, and they benefit around $60 million per year in subsidies from this program. They control around 40% of Florida's sugar industry. At one of their events they even hosted, it was a $50,000 per plate fundraiser for one of the presidential candidates. But why has no one done anything about this program? I mean, there's $1 billion lost. The issue is, people don't really care. It's only $10, and they don't even know about it. They don't even know this exists. So why would they go and complain about it? I mean, even if you heard about it, you're probably going to get slightly annoyed, but you're not going to do anything. It's only $10 at the end of the day. But then when you look at the farmers, they gain so much. I mean, the Fanjul brothers get $60 million a year from it. Of course they're going to care. So all the impact is just concentrated in this one group of people who are going to make the most noise, while it's kind of dispersed over everyone else who doesn't care. And I mean, if you think about it, $60 million a year for the Fanjul brothers is hardly anything for their $4 billion. I reckon we should increase it, give them some more money, help them out. On top of this, there's also so much misinformation spread by the US sugar lobby. For example, they intentionally compare the wrong prices. I mean, look at this graph. They're saying that the US are paying less for a 4-pound bag of retail sugar. Technically it's true, but you're comparing apples to oranges here. Retail sugar isn't what's hit. It's all the wholesale sugar. That's what's being impacted. That's where the jobs are going. They also claim there's no cost to taxpayers. You know, it's not like their tax money's being spent on it. There still is, it's just indirect. I mean, you're still paying an extra $10 a year to the sugar companies. It doesn't make it not a tax. And I mean, obviously, if this sugar program was removed, a lot of jobs would be lost. But when you think about the benefits, the lower prices for everyone, the new jobs that are created through confectionery manufacturing, it outweighs it. And if the government played their cards right, they could help redistribute the gains to some of the farmers to help ease them out of the transition and grow into new industries. This was done in Europe in 2017 when they had a similar program in the European Union setting a quota for domestic production of sugar. After they removed it, sugar prices dropped by 25%. And over the implementation of this change, they gave out many handouts to the farmers to ensure that they could move into a new industry. So all the money saved to the consumers was spread around for a while, and now everyone's benefiting from the change. So overall, the program's just obviously detrimental to the US, losing jobs, money, even having a negative impact on the environment. So why keep it? But at the same time, there's just so much money in it for the politicians. What a nice note to end this on. If you want anything to get done, you can just lobby.